The humans of Zera built a glorious civilization. But humans were not destined to create. They ultimately did what they do best.
Dreams in which I'm dying are the best.
But this was nothing compared to a new threat from below. An enemy that will force humanity to take their last inevitable steps toward extinction.
Hello again. As I've stated before, my name is Vizoso, and I am currently an online game arts bachelor's degree student at Folsom University. For this reason, I decided to choose, as you might have already seen, Gears of War as the topic of my presentation for this week's project on a persuasive presentation. The main reason I decided to choose Gears of War is because it's personally one of my favorite games in the past decade, practically, and also because I consider it to be an extremely well thought out and well planned game. In total, the Gears of War is a trilogy without encompassing the game which is to be released next year. My personal opinion on the games are, in the essence of story, it's an exemplary, brilliant story which spans all three games and is completely another. When one game ends, you start off almost immediately after in the next game. In regards to graphics, the graphics of the first game obviously aren't as good as the graphics for the second or third game, but then again, there were periods of about 3 years interval in between games, and in that time, graphics technology advanced and so forth, graphics got better. But again, even with the first game having been released more than 6 or 7 years ago, the graphics are still very, very good. Sound quality, I would say that the music and the sound of all three games is also really great. I mean, if you have the chance to play the game with like a surround sound system, you feel like you really are in the game where you're playing what you're doing. You feel like everything is literally happening around you. If you hear something behind you, then you feel like it's behind you. In regards to the voice acting, which is one of the main things that you could be considered to acting if you compare the game to a movie, I'd also have to say that it's really great acting on part of the actors that played the voices, since they put all their emotions into their performances like if they were actually acting on a movie stage. And the game makes you laugh, and the way they talk and they portray themselves on the game, you feel like if you were actually watching a real movie. In regards to obviously being a game, the playthrough of the game, I loved it. I personally loved it. I've played all three games with my best friend. We've passed all three of them, and they have a higher, as you could say, you can replay them more than once and have not different outcomes, but you will always have fun in the game. And also in between games, there are very little changes in regards to the controls and the interface and all those things that people normally complain about in between one game to another. So honestly, all in all, besides it being my favorite game, one of my favorite games of all time, I would really recommend this game to almost anyone who would want to play a real good co-op game and have a real good experience by playing a video game. Obviously, it's rated M so it's not appropriate for little kids, since there's a lot of cursing and a lot of blood, but then again, that's also what makes it a lot of fun. Thank you very much, and have a lovely weekend.